Hi, my name is Taylor Darcy, and with Darcy Law, and today we're going to go live. I'm kind of doing it from a different place. This is actually my home. So it's a very good chance you're going to see a special guest star, if you will. But before that happens, I wanted to uh, uh, talk to you briefly about, next Wednesday. Next Wednesday is going to be awesome. And the reason why? Because I have a big, huge surprise for you guys. Next Wednesday, I am going to be giving away something awesome. The Something for your business. See, I got into this to help small businesses, and I want you to get started. So tune in next week. You have to be present to win. This can't be you just watch it later and hope I'll give you the surprise. So you have to tune in next week. I will be going live Wednesday at 2 o'clock next week. So be here, and it's awesome. I promise. You're not going to want to miss this. So let's talk a little bit today about the difference between an S corp and an LLC. I get this question almost all the time. Why should I pick one or over the other? And in true attorney fashion, the term "it depends" applies. And the reason why is because if you give me one set of facts, then I'm going to tell you to go with an S corporation. If you give me another set of facts, I'm going to tell you to go with an LLC. But generally, and I do say generally an LLC is the best way to go. The only time I would say not to do an LLC is if it's, for instance, there's no way you can do an LLC. You can't do an LLC as like a professional group of doctors or a professional like attorneys and things like that. So other than that, an LLC is generally the way to go, and there's a couple of reasons why. First, would you like to see my special guest star? Right. So this is my son. This is William. I had to go from home today, and so he's going to join us for a moment. He is 10 months old and adorable. And anyway, so the difference between an LLC and an S corp is pretty simple. The formalities, the pass-through taxation is almost identical, but with an S corporation, you have to follow the corporate formalities that are required in order to get the liability shield. An LLC, simply put, you need an operating agreement, accounting records, and separate bank accounts. So an LLC is simpler to maintain. And that's important because when you're a small business and you're trying to, not even a small business, there's some very big companies out there that are LLCs. When you're trying to get started and whatnot, the last thing you want to do is get hurt because you didn't keep up with the corporate formalities. So for 70 to 80% of the people, I'm going to recommend a LLC for them. Again, it's fact specific. So, this isn't a question that I can answer to you specifically unless I sit down and talk with you. An S corporation is something that it's actually a tax designation. So it's typically like a small corp. That's the actual tax thing. It's a small corporation according to the IRS. It's his nap time. So anyway, so it's generally a standard corporation with the tax designation of an S corp. And that's important because you can actually lose your S designation if you don't maintain the formalities, if you don't maintain the requirements the IRS has set forth. Apparently he's going to sleep. So, well, maybe not. There he is. So, an LLC, you can't lose the designation. One of the main differences, an LLC, you don't have to be a resident alien. You don't have to have a citizenship status. So in other words, an LLC is good for people that want to have an LLC that invest in real property here in California, especially, that can't, they wouldn't qualify for the S corporation status. So those are the questions. That's one of the questions that I get very often. The other thing that perhaps is most important is that you keep up with your corporate formalities. I've had several clients and potential clients that have all made the mistake of they start a corporation and then they don't bother to keep up with it. And that's a big problem, because when you don't keep up with it, that's a way that the corporate shield could be pierced. So it's important that if you start a company, that you remember that you have to actually continue to maintain it, at least a corporation. The LLC doesn't have that same requirement of corporate formalities. So, like I said, I think that's it for today's Live Wednesday. I wanted to just let you know about next week. Please tune in. I want to help you. I want you to get started. I want you to stop procrastinating and putting off your small business dreams, your goals, the things that go with being a small business owner, because honestly, there's never going to be a right time. It's kind of like having kids, honestly. It's never a right time to there's never going to be a perfect time. And so you really, really need to make sure that when you start something, that you do it, as soon as possible. Don't put it off. The last thing you want to do is wish you'd done something that you would have done later. Children are challenging. They have their moments, but just like a small business, you're gonna have so much more joy. You're gonna have so much more happiness. So I want you to get started. So tune in next week so that I can help you and we can get you started with your business, because there's so much to be said, so much freedom that entrepreneurs and small business and startups that they have that as an employee you just don't. So I hope you guys have a great day. This is Taylor Darcy, as you can see, and this is William, who is now asleep. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.